y'all? Hey, we are back for another review of All the Queen's Men Season 2, Episode 18, entitled The Sit Down. So let's just jump right into it. Madam is ready for war because in the last episode, there was the drive-by that was orchestrated by Tandy, Miss Lotus Lavender, and the judge. And so, you know, they're trying to figure out who did it. And it's suspicious because the news is already there. And even before the cops, like, we don't even hear cop sirens, but the news is already there interviewing and taking footage and all that suspicious crap. So she decides they're trying to interview her, and she's like, yeah, we'll have an interview. You know, let's go inside and we'll talk later. But she, in the meantime, she does give them the compelling speech about being worried about her customers and being willing to give them an interview and just, you know, being upset about the fact that this just happened. So she's going to, later in the episode, she's going to sit down and have an interview with this reporter dude that found his way there before even the cops. All right. Nobody thinks that this interview is a good idea, but she's so crafty and she's so quick-minded. She realizes that this is an opportunity and y'all not going to stop me. I'm going to show you how to, you know, do this interview. I got you from here. So I'm going to do it no matter what y'all say. Babyface thinks they need to retaliate, and he's saying this out live and in color. Wow, the doggone reporters are there and everybody's telling him, like, be quiet, be quiet. She's giving this veiled ass attempt at let the cops do their job. All these niceties basically because the cameras are rolling. All right, moving right along. Investigator Davis definitely shows up at the most inopportune time. She wants to shut them down because this is now a crime scene. But Madam tells her, like, no ma'am. No ma'am, the crime happened outside. So if you want to, you know, take pictures of your bullet holes on the inside or whatever you need from in here, this is not a crime scene. Get what you need and get the hell out. And she also told her that there's a warrant out for Babyface's arrest. And she tells him, like, you know, he's not here. So you can't arrest him right now. And as far as anything else is concerned, you need to go talk to our lawyer because we can't be bothered. So find you something safe to do. All right. All right, so Casanova and Trouble are talking, and he seems a little shaken up about what's going on. Like, you was here to be undercover, but you ain't signed up for the gunfire. But Trouble was watching him the whole time when the shooting was taking place, and she was like, nobody heard the shots but you. Basically, like, his reaction was knee-jerk. It was premature, and she was like, how did you know that? And he also took cover and basically dropped with, like, tactic experience, things that somebody would not know, just a regular citizen. You know, he took cover. However he decided to do it, it was professional. Now, I see where she's going. I see what she's saying, but I also don't, because anybody that would hear gunshots would take cover, correct? Maybe not. Maybe that falls into the fight, flight, or flee. Wait, fight, flight, flee, or freeze. What's the little things, like, you know, the reactions? Fight or flight, freeze. Them things, whatever them are. Maybe it falls under one of them, but whatever his reaction was, it seemed very professional, and it seems like he is more than just a dancer to Trouble. So she's got her good eye on him yet again. All right. Madam's doing the interview, and the cameras is rolling, and she... you know, the man is firing off questions at her. Hey, does the crime from your club make it harder to redevelop the area? Don't you think the crime is going to make it hard to redevelop this area? And Madam has done her own work, her research, and she's well equipped to answer these questions. Well, in fact, it's not, because crime is everywhere. Crime is up everywhere. It's the nature of the country. But since my club is open, crime is actually down 68% to be specific. You should look it up. Since you're basically since you're in my face asking questions, you should have done your research. And then she said, and he goes on to say, hey, we got 5 dead bodies and 4 critical conditions. How do you explain that? And she says, again, most professionally, I can't. It's a sad situation. You know, it's really a really bad situation. And he goes on to ask, hey, any idea who did it? And then she asks him, she flips the thing on him. No, do you? Because it seems very interesting that you got here even before the cops. And he says, oh, I got an anonymous tip, but, you know, I can't divulge that information. So she flips the script on him. So you got a tip about a shooting, and you grab your camera, but you don't grab your phone to call the police. What do you think your boss is going to say about that? Because something about that doesn't seem legit, which makes sense to me. How would your boss feel about that? And also, and additionally, how do you think the victims' families will feel about that? Instead of you getting this tip, you didn't call the authorities or somebody that could have eventually thwarted this shooting. You decided that you wanted to get footage. What if the station gets sued? Like, do you think that's going to be ideal? And she has video outside of, she has cameras outside of the club. She has videos of him taking a cell phone call that immediately started recording. So that means he started recording even before the shooting began. So you were already here on location, set up, prepped and primed and ready to start recording, knowing full and well that people were going to potentially die or end up critically hurt. First of all, I don't know how you have the heart to even do that, because you could very easily catch one of them stray bullets, for one. For two, it's just horrible ethics and human nature. But we in the fantasy world, and I'm going to let it go. But just realistically speaking, I don't know how you would have that information and still show up. But also, some of these news stations will definitely go far beyond to get the scoop. So it's not too hard to believe. Not far-fetched. All right. She puts on her brass knuckles while the camera's still rolling. Puts on her brass knuckles and she knocks the shit out of him. She breaks his nose immediately. And she's like, well, who gave you the tip? So now she want to know, like, who is this person that has premeditated this thing? Who's trying to take me down? Give me the information. And he stalls for a minute, but after she knocks his nose clean off, he tells her that it was Tandy's husband. He's the one who made the call. Remember, he's also on the board that's trying to do some kind of ordinance thing to get her pushed out. Then they take his equipment and his van and send him and his crew member on about their business. So I guess you get to live. You get to live to fight another day. Luckily for you. All right. Big D is over there asking questions to Dime while her car is broken down. And he looks at it and there's bullet holes in the engine. So, of course, he's going to have to take her home because the Uber ain't showed up. Blah, blah, blah. So, Dime is probably going to fall for somebody else so soon. Because why not? Why not? All right. The pastor shows up at Fuego's house. The pastor, Sarah's dad, the pastor, he shows up at Fuego's house. He's standing outside of the apartment, and him and the fiance are looking for Sarah. Her girls told the dad, about her seeing him at the strip club, and he tells her yes. So he immediately clicks into this, oh shit, she might be in here dead on this bed, so let me flip into a good cover story. Yes, she stopped by here a few days ago, but I told her to never come by again and to go back to letting you ruin her life. And he asked, the pastor is trying to insist on coming in the apartment, and he basically talks his way out of that situation. So he goes in the apartment, and it's as good as new, as if nothing ever happened. No blood, no trace that Sarah was ever there, as the cleanup crew, has done a good job yet again. But what I thought because the daddy was kind of insisting on going in, that he was going to wait until he opened the door and pushed his way in. Because shit, if it was my daughter, I would have did it. As soon as you turn this key, I'm going to push the door open. So you can leave it as locked as you want to. But when you go inside, I'm going inside. Because this is the last place anybody knows her to be. So, but anyway, he went away in the apartment. This is good as new. Also, I would be trying to find another apartment because anybody heard the gunshots in your apartment? Ain't no bullet holes in the wall at your apartment? I don't know. It's TV magic, so we're just not going to dig too deep into it, but I'm just saying. Anything can happen. All right. Madam and crew until they get to Tandy's. And she is on one. Madam is on a rampage. She done clicked out, and anybody can get it at this point. She's sick of people coming after her, and she walks in Tandy's house, and she has a new victim tied. She got 2 new victims tied up in the doggone chambers in the house. And Madam immediately knocks one off so she can get these answers out of Tandy. Like, who you working with? What's the problem? And Tandy don't waste no time. She immediately dimes out Judge Ross and Miss Lotus Lavender. Which, girl, if you wanted to be a part of the Powerpuff Girls and the Dream Team, you giving up people quickly. Like, low key, no, high key. Tandy is deathly afraid of Madam. And I don't blame you. But if that's your stance, I don't know why you want to participate with these two lunatics over here to try to take her down. And if you did, you should have been like an anonymous participant, but you want to be out at the girls' brunch and drinking tea. So now you upset and you about to piss yourself because she is knocking people off in your eyesight. Don't be scared now. Keep that same energy. You want to participate, so ride it out to the end. Anyway, Madam wants to know, where Lotus lives. She don't know. All right, boom, excuse the other dude. Tell me what I need to know. And she legitimately doesn't know where Lotus lives. She only knows her through Judge Ross. And so the Madam goes on to show her a picture of her mother and her mother's address with her living in Alabama, and tells her, you got one more time to play with me, and you're gonna have something to do. You're gonna have something to do on Sunday. You're gonna have something to do where your mama's not gonna be here no more. So find you something safe to do. She also tells her, hey, this is your cover story for these two dead bodies that you now have on your hand. It was a robbery. The two dudes came to rob you. You killed them, or whatever it is. I don't care what you tell them. You clean this up. I don't have nothing to do with this. I'm sure you know how to cover it up. And yet again, you got one more time to play with me, and it's going to be me and you, little mama. All right. Judge Ross is in a good bubble bath. I mean, just kicking it, having the time of her life. And Madam shows up. She is screaming for Harry. Harry, this lady's in here again. Come help me. Nigga, help me. Harry is nowhere to be found. Harry is on the floor laid out. So I'm presuming that he is no longer okay. Madam tells her, like, Harry can't hear you. So Harry's probably gone to be with the Lord. Harry's gone because of your actions. Your husband is out of here. So, do you know what happened at my club? And she tries to stall, but not for very long. And then Madam tells her, hey, now go ahead and tell me where Lotus lives. And, Judge she talking her shit. She talking her shit back as opposed to Tandy. Tandy was like, nope, I'm snitching. I'm scared. I ain't got time. Judge telling her, like, you think you God, they're going to come get you. You can't outrun nothing. You're not this, you're not that. You think you all this, whatever. And Madam tells her, listen, I've been living this life since I've been 14 years old, and I've yet to be caught, which ain't really a flex I would want to flex, because sooner or later you gonna get caught, because crime. But she's stalling out on giving up the information on where Lotus lives. So Madam plugs up some box, and that box, while a normal hairdryer falling in the tub may not be enough to fry her ass, this box is going to up the voltage. And now this hairdryer radio voltage thing is going to be enough to fry your ass like the electric chair. So she eventually, says Buckhead. She lives in Buckhead, apartment, whatever, downtown. And Madam still fries her ass like a barbecue. She throws the shit in there anyway. Even though she got what she needs, she's tired of playing with the judge. You don't have more than enough chances. You done played in my face a little bit too much. So I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna head out. You and Harry can go live in the great beyond together. Okay, so Madam calls concierge and tells him that, he was right, invites him to come see her, and he immediately knows that she's up to something, but he's gonna leave the apartment complex anyway. Well, once he gets in the car, she was already there in the apartment complex, so she's gonna go to Miss Lotus Lavender, and in the meantime, Blue and Tommy knock her out while she's already in the bed, but they knock her out and put her in the laundry cart, and they essentially abduct her for whatever reason that Madam needs them to do. So we'll see, what happens with that next week. Babyface sneaks out the back door, and the cops are waiting for him. Immediately arrested. They knew his ass was going to come out the back door, which, duh. If I know you work here and I told your boss to send you out and you ain't came out, I know that you have to come out at some point. And she tells her, like, I tried to help you out. There's no more offers on the table. You're going to get prosecuted to the full extent. So, yeah, it's too late for you. But if it were me, just me, they don't have the warrant. They don't have the guidance to be in there searching. Everybody's gone for the evening, and you've already been sitting in there thus far. For me, I'd have got in a ceiling towel. I'd have got in the free. I'd have got anywhere. I'd have just hunkered down inside of Eden, because they cannot come in legally, right? Even if they did come in, it would have been illegal, thus inadmissible, right? So just hide in the club, get in the damn vault, in one of them recesses in the wall that she had money in. Get somewhere and sit your ass down to tomorrow. That would have made sense, because going out the back door obviously didn't fare you well. Anyway, that has been it. Season 2, episode 18. We'll see what develops next week as it comes, as it relates to Lotus Lavender now being kidnapped. And I guess that's going to officially kick off the war. Hopefully, Matter doesn't kill that lady. Maybe she can, give her a warning, give her another chance. Hopefully, we'll see. Anyway, that's from season 2, episode 18. Let me know what you think about it. Like, comment, share, subscribe, whatever it is that you feel like doing. And I'll see you in the next one. Peace.